Spraying down this solenoid, make sure it's clean. Nice and lubricated in the area. Got some transmission fluid in there. I'm just gonna get some transmission fluid in here to soak just the surface area so that I'm not running it dry. When I keep everything moist, I don't want any hiccups. I don't want it running dry when it starts up. Just a little bit, a dab of transmission fluid. This should help keep it lubricated, whether it's here. There it is. Get the bolts in place. Line up your bolts, thread them in nice and lubricated, so the threads are going in nice and straight and easy. There's no twisting or bending or whatnot. It's going in straight. Top bolt. You don't really need to torque this thing at all. You need to hand tight it. Not hand tight, but just, you don't want too much pressure on your aluminum plate. These are aluminum parts, so you don't want to overdo. But I am going to use a impact wrench. A handheld impact wrench will be sufficient enough for this job. Okay, so right here, impact wrench. I'm using the Yorby impact wrench. Yorby with the 10mm attachment head. Just slow burst, not fast. Slow. Hold it down. Pop it in. Just click. One click. Two. Oh, some transmissions coming up. That's 3. That's good. One, 2, 3. That's good. Happy with that. I'm happy with what I did there. So, it's moist. You don't want to install it dry because, like I said, you install it dry, you're going to be asking for trouble. At least the pump, will start pumping something instead of. Okay, so there it is, guys. Nice and tight. That was only 2 clicks. And this is just a regular impact wrench. It's nothing heavy, not to be worried about. But you have the choice to do it your way. You can do it 9 Newton, whatever the spec sheets are saying on this. I believe it's 9 pound-foot torque. 9 pounds is probably what, hand tight. So I'll give you a close-up look at it installed. So here it is. There was the 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3 in the middle, right there, as you see it. Oops, trying to look for my flashlight. Sorry, bear with me here. Need to get my flashlight. There's my handy flashlight. There it is, guys. So the dual shift solenoid is in place, brand new, OEM, Honda OEM, assembled in the USA. So there it is. And this pin, there's this device pin that goes on to one of these. I believe it's here. Oh, it hooks on to one of these pinholes right here. I believe it's here, so right there. But we'll see. Once I connect it first, then we'll know where it goes. Because you got the linear solenoids A and B, and then because the linear solenoid down there will be, where's that? Okay, so that's in place. The range sensor is in place. Okay, so now so I'm happy with that. I might do some electrical tape here and just electric tape this. That's nice and sturdy. I believe that might be connecting there because there's this hole to keep it in place, right like that. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet, so I'll leave it floating for now. I always have reference pictures to look at, so it's good to have reference pictures. Yeah, so I have those. Just have to quickly look back and then I'll give you an update if you want. But it's this, there's this kind of like a pin that goes into this hole right there. This hole right here that I'm pointing. So that pin should go in there. Right, like that. Okay, so we'll leave it as that for now. Okay, onward to the linear solenoid. Okay, so thanks for watching again, you guys. Okay, I'll probably break it then. Okay guys, Premium97, I'm back with another video, or just part 2. This is the linear solenoid, A and B. Don't ask me which one's A, which one's B, but it's, if you go with the schematic, it'll show you, but this is the linear solenoid. So that's the one. Take full attention to that. So go like that. Do you see that? Up, straight up. Pay attention to the hole alignments. That's how it is. Because if you look at the right reverse, the middle hole has a mesh screen. I don't know if you can see that. So if you look at the hole alignment, so bottom and top on the reverse, bottom, top. So this is the right alignment. It's not the other way around, because it'll fit, but it's not gonna work. And it won't budge because it's hitting the face of the transmission. So you only can install it one way, so it's dummy proof. It's this way. Okay guys, so there it is. All you want to do is, again, clean the surface with some WD. It's aluminum, so WD is safe on aluminum. This is what I'm going to do. Quick spray, let it sit. Quick spray of this. Let that sit for a little. And then I'm going to soak it with some transmission fluid. Okay, so that's how I'm doing mine. You choose to do it however you guys want to do it. This is the way I'm doing it. I don't like to run my parts completely dry. You gotta soak it. A WD is, I don't know, this stuff, transmission fluid, probably has some WD solution in there. So, but this thing looks pretty dirty, but let's see, get some non-lint woven cloth, or not a woven cloth, but some towels from the gas station will do. Some of these towels from the gas station. So they're not really lint free, but they'll do. All you want to do is wipe it once. When it's wet, wipe it once. Wipe it once. Let's see. Make sure there's no particles in there. There, that looks clean now, cleaner than before. wipe it down with your clean gloves. Make sure you're wearing clean gloves. No other debris on there. These are brand new. You can wipe it down, do whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna start with the screen filter. I'm gonna pour some transmission fluid, brand new Honda genuine transmission fluid, ATF, the DW1. Pour some in there, okay? So that's sufficient right there. Jiggle it around. Jiggle into all the ports. Whatever you want to do. And there's two more ports here. This bottom one and that top hole. See this hole right there? It's okay to be still, so you're gonna be jiggling it around. Okay, so I think that's sufficient. That much. I don't know if you see that. Jiggle it around. You get some on you, it's okay. So this much, is that sufficient enough? So I'll keep stuff lubricated. I'm not saying to fill in the whole valve in there, okay? So just a little bit, just to keep it lubricated so that it's not running dry. You don't want your pistons running dry. This will burn out within a matter of seconds. This is a valve in here, a piston valve, just like your actuators, your accumulator. It's exactly what it is. It's a valve in there. It's a pump actuator valve. Opens and closes, opens and closes. You can always test it too. So that's how it is right now. Right there, lubricated. Even their valves are lubricated. I mean the O-ring, the mesh, the O-ring stuff. Not the O-ring, the gasket, the rubber gasket. That's lubricated. So it's heavily lubricated, so it's good. I'm happy with this, and if you plan on deciding to do the same thing, it's up to you, your choice. You do however you want to do it. But this is how I'm doing it, so there it is. So now with the bolts, you gotta get the bolts in place. There should be a total of 6 bolts in here that I've packaged. And there's 6 bolts in there, right there. So these are the bolts. 10 mil. Okay, so get you to see that. Okay, so I'm gonna install it now. Hope you guys get a clear view of that. This pin is in the way. Okay, so you guys see that? It's just for demo purposes right there. that image on the middle of the screen, linear solenoid going in. This is going in. You want to prep your bolts, it's up to you, however you want to do it. I plan to start on whichever one is closest to me or easiest so that I can get something started. Okay, so right there. One. Let's hand tight it for now. This one I decided to go all the way in because I'm tired of holding it. So I've got it in. Hand tight it so that you're not leaking solid or transmission fluid. See, I'm already leaking some, so I have sufficient enough so that it's pretty good. Again, 5 foot-pounds or a torque wrench, 2 clicks, or 1 click even is good enough. That's hand tight. Start with this harder one. These bolts are going in smooth, nice and smooth. The threads are like nicely lined up. So Honda did a really good job on their alignment. This is like precise down to the 0.1 thousandths of a mil. Those bolts are lining up nicely. This is machine design. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe down some of this leakage. Get a clean area, surface area. Wipe it down. You can use whatever you want, which rag, whatever rag you want to use. That's gonna be some debris there. You actually could have just taken the whole transmission out and use a pressure washer to like pressure wash this whole thing down if you wanted to, but it's too late for me now because I don't plan on, it's gonna get dirty anyways. If you're paying top dollar at a transmission shop for your transmission casing to be spotless, it's gonna get dirty in like a week. Because all the debris from the rain and the road and mud and wherever you're traveling on, it's gonna get all dusty and it's gonna get dirty again. So you do it yourself, you're saving a lot of money. And your parts. The transmission shop might not be using Honda genuine parts. To be sure, you should ask them if they're using Honda genuine parts on a Honda BMXA transmission because it's very specific to Honda Civics, not just aftermarket parts, but it's better to use OEM Honda genuine parts or authentic parts because you don't want an aftermarket building this because this was designed by Honda. So why would an aftermarket design the same thing? Isn't that like an infringement? So I don't know. How does Honda deal with that? Isn't this part patent by Honda or everyone has the same part? I don't know. So I don't know how the manufacturers work in the auto industry, because if I'm Honda, I wouldn't want anyone else building the same part. I want people buying from my distributor or the manufacturer, which is Honda. Honda Japan should just limit their distribution worldwide to just Japan and be in it domestic JDM Japan domestic market. So okay, let's torque it. So 2 clicks, 1 opposite end. Might have to take this bracket out because that's not reaching it. I'm gonna take this bracket out. Okay, so take that out. It's a small bolt. See, it's a small bolt. It's a small bolt holding the bracket for all the wiring harness, for the 2 wirings right here, the wiring harness. Let's get this puppy in. So I did this piece already, and I do the opposite end. 2. That down there. Oh no, opposite ends now. 2. 2. The top. See, this thing's already out. I'm gonna hand tight it and then click it. 1, 2. Might want to see this again. I only had 1 here, so there it is. 1. Back out 1. That's good. Okay, so I think that is in. I'm not seeing any leakage. You should wipe down the spot to see if there's anything leaking. There shouldn't be. The only thing that's all this white clear stuff is the WD, so we're just lubricating it, and at the same time the transmission fluid is gonna do its job, lubricate the internal parts. Let's see. You want to clean down the excess first, and then come back with a clean new towel and see if there's any leakage. If there's leakage, then you might want to just double check any parts of the area. Thoroughly clean it down, dry it, whatever you need to do. Okay guys, so that's in place. So the linear solenoid A and B, that's in place now. So come back with a new rag, clean it down. it's good for me. If it's good for you, it's good for me. There should be a solenoid here that goes in here. Actually, I think that's the vehicle speed sensor, if I'm not wrong. I'll have to check. No, I think the vehicle speed sensor is close to the range sensor. Double check that. Yeah, the vehicle speed sensor is right here. Could be a pressure solenoid. Okay, so you get a new towel, a clean white towel, and check for leaks if there is any. So we got a clean white towel right here. Clean white towel. I'll wipe down on the bottom here. No, doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Oh, looks dry. If you want, you can just dab your fingers at the bottom. If there's transmission fluid, you'll see it's wet. So it's pretty dry. The thing about this is the casing is still very dirty. I didn't do a thorough clean of the casing. The casing is very dirty. See? we're just gonna get some dirt, a lot of dirt on it because there is debris everywhere, especially on the transmission housing. There it is. Okay, so that's in. You're happy with that? So there's no leakage. I don't see any leakage. It's dry. The top portion is dry. And that's a good indicator that you've done it and that the bolts are snug but not too tight, as this is an aluminum part. And this the YORB torque gun, the torque wrench is not, it's not really a power torque wrench. It's not a hydraulic pneumatic torque wrench. You don't want to be using a pneumatic torque wrench on this. I believe this is 5 foot-pounds. So anything 10 mils is probably hand tight or just tight, and then just click. You could either click it with a, tap it with a hammer using a little 10 mil hex and tap it. But I think that's sufficient enough already. There's no leaks. This is dry. Baby dry. Okay, so there it is. That's clean. Casing's clean. Partially. You want to keep the working surface clean. Spray off all the housing components for the transmission bolt. Spray that, spray that, spray that, and all around. So it's nice and loose for the bolts when you put it back in. Nice and lubricated. You don't want it dry. So easy to go back in. WD is cheap. So I got $6 for a bucket for this. I got a pack of 3 at Costco, the power pack. So for like $15 for a pack of 3 of WD at Costco. So it's worth it. You could just lubricate this whole thing if you wanted to. So I don't know if you guys are happy with that. Then that's how it is. Okay, so there it is. And then you got your connectors, A and B, the brown to brown, black to black. And those are on top right there. Those are dangling at the, right there. Right there, at top. See that black wire and the brown wire dangling? Right there. Where I'm pointing it? There it is. And the gray one right beside it, up top. That gray one right there. That's it. Okay, so that gray one right there. Okay. Is gonna be for the dual linear, dual shift right here. They plug in once the transmission is back onto the torque converter, and then the torque converter back onto the engine. You'll have to align it with the bolts and everything. Just get your transmission back onto the engine, with the torque converter, and that's all it's about. Okay, so I hope you guys have helped find this video helpful or whatnot. Give a thumbs up if you're watching this. Comment if you like. Subscribe to Premium97 if you like. That's your option. So Thanks for watching again. Have a good night.